Let us know you ready.
I'm good. Oh,
Ready?
I mean, we're rolling.
Yeah, let's go.
That's
It's your
just
boy
live.
FRM Fat,
It's your boy FRM RJ.
and we got
Teddy from Hype.
Big Teddy in the building.
Yeah.
So today is, I don't know the date, Tuesday, March the 7th, and we're gonna just get to know Teddy and how he got his business started, those type of things. So tell us a
Okay.
little bit about yourself.
So my name is Teddy, and my name is Teddy. I'm still Teddy. Okay. So I started this business here December 1st. I moved from Osseo. I had another nutrition club like this. That's how I met the one and only Ebbs. And yeah, that one back there. She's not in the video. But I've been in the nutrition club business for, it will be 3 years, May 3rd. And I have been on this journey with Herbalife Nutrition for 4 years and 2 months. Since I began this journey, I lost 86 pounds. I have maintained a 76-pound weight loss. I've increased 14 pounds lean muscle, and I'm going to be 51 tomorrow.
Okay. Happy early birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. And I am in literally the best shape of my life. And although my results aren't typical, they are possible. And you know, with the products, we use a disclaimer because it's just to protect the brand. So you can lose 1 to 2 pounds healthily a week, and you can have some great results on the products. That's how I got started.
Okay.
So yeah.
Can you tell us like a little bit more about Hype?
Hype Nutrition. So yeah, man, Hype Nutrition became this idea of Heather and I's 2 years ago.
Was it hard coming up with the name, or did it just?
Man, so like the crazy thing is, I know you boys know that I am in recovery, so sobriety. I live my life on a different edge. But so Hype became a concept 2 years ago when I was in another nutrition club and I was getting ready to leave that partnership. We were looking to open this location in the very spot we're sitting 2 years ago, and we were in negotiations, and the name that we came up with was Hype Nutrition. The story behind Hype is me. I'm Hype. Like everything I do is like off the walls. Yeah. Like I'm like, yeah, man. Just high energy. I don't sit still. Like, I'm like high vibe music, doesn't matter. Like I'm grooving. I like mixing. I like just being with people.
So on the days you like don't feel like you as energized as you usually are, like how do you keep your energy up? You get what I'm saying? Like on the days you don't feel like talking to anybody or none of that.
So the only time I've had that experience was during COVID, when I couldn't talk to people, when I was completely shut off from the world. It was like shutting me down. So when that happened, I started a Zoom fit camp. So I was doing fitness I turned my bedroom into a gym, rubber floored half of it, and like literally started doing an online fit camp for like all of my customers, my clients, friends, family, just so I had some kind of connection. When I wake up at 3:55 in the morning, I am all go. I'm like until I go to sleep at 9:15, 9:30 at night. Every morning. Every morning. Saturday and Sundays. Saturdays I'm still usually up, and then I'll try to go back to sleep. Sundays I'm like 5:30 in the morning. Yeah.
Like, what made you want to like help people like to get better?
Man, so I lived my first half of my life being a taker. So my whole life I was a taker, most of it, up until helping people. So I figured out in 2000, July 23rd, 2000 was the first time I ever got sober. I lived a very reckless, just crazy, chaotic lifestyle. And so when I first got sober, I started having conversations with people, and I started finding out that other people could relate to my story. I started helping people. And when I finally figured out when I was helping people, I wasn't hurting myself. And when I stopped hurting myself and I was able to see the impact from others getting help, it changed my life. I did make the decision to go back to that lifestyle in 2010. And it was the most reckless decision I've ever made in my entire life.
You feel like you had got away from it, kind of?
Yeah, man.
Hurt you the most?
I completely disconnected from all aspects of recovery. In 3 years, it just took 3 years to run out of fear. And then I was like, well, on the night of my 10 year, I went out and had 2 beers. Like literally, I guess the only way I can explain this is if you're an alcoholic or an addict, only an alcoholic or an addict can figure out how to put something like that together that makes sense, for one. Because to me, it made total sense. And for 18 days, I was able to literally manage this. It was like I had this complete show. I was managing a play. And like for 18 days, I literally put it together piece by piece. I'm going out to have 2 beers. Went and did it. Man, went home. I was feeling good. Yep. I only had 2 beers. It was good. 2 days later, I was like, man, it'd be nice to just go home and just have a 6-pack in the fridge. And so off to the liquor store I went, got the 6-pack, put it in the fridge, went to work, came home, cracked a cold one. You know, it was like I was orchestrating my own show. The most hideous, insane thing ever.
So I do got a question. So now, like a lot of people who used to be alcoholics or whatever, you know, like it's like they always remember the last day they did it. Is it hard to like get rid of, or?
I will never forget the last time I got out. Never forget it. When I went out after having the time I had in sobriety, that was the most painful time in my life because I grew up in the street. I grew up in chaos. Like, it's all I knew. And I lived, and I was happy, and I was healthy, and I was flourishing in so many different elements that it didn't matter to me. Like, even the most painful moments then didn't matter because that's all I knew. I got sober, and I built this amazing life. And then I just one day was like, oh, I'm going to go have a couple beers. So that lasted for 18 days. All of these little trials and these little things. And then I was literally full-blown in the trenches, like back to a full-blown like maniac, out of control. It took me 6.5 years to get back to life.
So how long have it been now?
6.5 years.
Like, what made
Yes.
you change the whole life?
Congratulations on that.
So I have 2 boys. I have an older son who is 28 now, and he was my baby boy. And all of his life, when he was born, I was a literal maniac. I wasn't there. I was in and out. I was in prison. Like, you know, so there was many times where like our relationship was never anything close. And so I feel like at a point in my life, I literally destroyed his childhood. And then fast forward, I had Caleb in 2005. He's my youngest. You've met Caleb. And yeah. So he's only 18. But in 2010, he was 5 years old when I relapsed, when I made in. So literally pulled the rug out from under him and like almost completely shattered his whole childhood, and was able to get back literally just in time to be a dad. The reason why I got back, the reason why I came back to sobriety was I just had to make a difference, and I had to repair something so that I didn't mess up another kid. And so fortunately for me, he was a powerful enough why for me to get started. He's also the reason I got on Herbalife, started using Herbalife products, and also the reason why like this whole thing became, this whole thing came to life, because he was like, Dad, I'll do one shake. I'll do a shake if you do a shake.
Was there ever a time like you wanted to give up on like trying to get where you was trying to go with your business? Like,
So I've been self-employed my whole life. I was a general contractor many years. Construction has always been my fallback. And so since I've been in this business, I almost quit twice. And I have some mentors in this business that have always told me, Teddy, whatever you do, don't quit.
yeah,
Like I've been in situations where I had a great partnership. I started a company with my partner. We had some disagreements. I had to leave that situation. And instead of making a logical choice that really made sense, I went to Osseo and I opened Nourish. It was already there, so we took it over. But instead of making a logical decision, is this a good move? I went to a situation that was not as fruitful, was not as beneficial.
Yeah.
So the lessons I had to learn internally out there
yeah,
were like crazy.
Yeah.
And there were many times I thought, this isn't going to work for me. And so I made a decision when I got into the nutrition club business that I was done with construction for good.
yeah.
And so
now go get it and go home.
So, we made a decision to see it through. I met a lot of amazing kids out there, man. The relationships, the experiences with the coaches, just again, I really think the reason I was supposed to be there was one, to learn the lessons of like, do I have the drive to stay in it? Do I have the willingness to make this something more than I'm just owning a nutrition club?
Yeah.
And so we started looking at finding another place, looking for other locations. I knew I had to branch out and get a bigger club to get, to be more financially secure. What I didn't realize was that this space was going to be available again.
Yeah.
Like this, coming back to this space,
Yeah.
crazy, can't make it up. What you don't know is I came to St. Paul in 2000 to get sober. This is
Where
where
you originally from?
I'm from. I grew up in North Minneapolis.
Oh,
So, yeah, right? Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah. But St. Paul has always had a special thing for me. And so when I couldn't open here before, we left and went on to the next thing. But being able to come back here, being able to hit this community, to impact this place, not only just with where we're at, I haven't even reached out to the high schools yet, but like I started building relationships, I'm having conversations with you guys.
Yeah.
Like this whole thing has been life inspiring for me, and my hope is that while I'm here to build the community around us, but my other hope is to build a team that wants to go out and make a bigger impact in the world and literally bring Herbalife nutrition to everyone that we can possibly reach.
Yeah.
And just change not just this community, but many more.
So how long you been here? Like, how long you had this store?
December 1st.
What? Well, like March, ain't it?
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like you done built this so much already. Though. Like you do a wonderful job. Like
Man.
all of y'all. I
I'm working.
you doing
For
just
years.
connecting with people though.
I'm working, man. It's a work in action.
I just do a good job.
It's like we were talking the other day ago. Like, here's the thing, man. The only like we are all we're driven by something.
Yeah.
It used to be I was driven by money. When I found out, I was helping people here, the only difference now is I'm still in recovery. I still help people with sobriety. I still help people get their lives together. I put people onto social, personal development. First question I ever ask you, what are you doing? And you're like, I journal, I read, I watch podcasts. I said, how old are you? You're what? 19 years old? Like you're ahead of the whole world, like in respects to that. I'm 51, man. I didn't start getting into personal development like I am now until 4 years ago. When people ask me what Herbalife is, Herbalife to me is we're a personal development company.
Yeah.
Like that's what we do. We develop people to be better people, to help more
That's
people.
what you need to run back to the shirt. There right there.
That's a guy. That's my guy. I got a guy. Yeah, man.
So is there any questions you got for us?
Man, I got questions for you guys, man. I mean, I feel like I feel like the greatest gift of all is that I'm in this relationship with you, that we have begun to grow together forward.
Honestly, when we first heard about you, we didn't know it was gonna fucking this.
Yeah.
No.
Nah, you feel me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We didn't know it was gonna be like this.
Yes.
Thought we was gonna meet you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Glad we met you.
though. Yeah, facts.
I mean, were you expecting to sit down and me to ask you the questions I asked you?
Nah, not at all.
No.
That's why when you asked it, I just kept it quick. I never told you. You was the first person I actually told like the true story too. Like,
Yeah.
never told nobody that.
Here's the thing, man. This is the thing I know, right? And you can live your life however you want. And I don't judge people we all judge innately. First appearance, first look, first conversation, first thing comes out of your mouth. Like, we're always judging.
Yeah.
But like, on a face value, like, here's the thing. Like, I don't know about like surface stuff. Like, I know all about surface stuff, but I don't know how to stay on the surface. Because like, what's on top, what's on the surface is just, this is what we see, right? Like, what I want to know is I want to know what's at the bottom of that iceberg. I want to know every single layer. I want to know the depth. I want to know the growth, the consequences. I want to know everything about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather be below the surface on a deep, deep level with people than skitting and skirming and, because everybody's got to fly by with somebody or something in their life. But I'm all about meaningful relationships. So, and I hit them right where you're at. I don't care who you are. I will tell you the truth.
Yeah. It's crazy though, because I told him he was like, I told him
Right. Like, no, that sounds good, but no, but real. Like, okay, so here's the thing. Let me tell you my story. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, that's why I did that, because at the end of the day, like, I like that story too, but I know there's something deeper.
Yeah.
And so what's behind that is the meaning. The power behind that is what molds everything. Like this, look at you guys, both 19 years old.
Yeah.
You're 19 years old, you're here in Minnesota, away from your home, family, like everything you know, going to school, and you created a t-shirt brand, you created a brand to put on a piece of fabric that is exploding.
Yeah.
Listen, people, I already told you, I love the color, like whoever put the color thing together, like you need to keep them on board. Like, you know what I'm saying? For real. I love this, but it's not this. Like, people are buying you. They're buying you.
Yeah.
It's not the brand. It's you. You are the brand. You're the power behind that brand. And what you do today is what's going to make this thing even better tomorrow. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, all that stuff you hear in these personal development, all these podcasts you listen to, if you would just apply 10% of that to your life and you start doing the same thing, because your level of personal development that's basically what's going to tell you what your paycheck's going to be in life.
As a good brother, like, I don't even want to put it on them or my other brothers. I just like try to do it in front of them so they see, like, it'll help you, like, it'll work for you. You just gotta trust it, you know what I'm saying? So I don't put it on them like, hey, bro, you need to be doing this. I just do it in front of them, you know what I'm saying? But if you sleep, I turn the light on and let them sleep on the ground, journaling, you know what I'm saying? Try to get in, you know what I'm saying? Without forcing it on them. Eventually he'll catch on, you know what I'm saying?
I'm watching you.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm watching you.
I ain't gonna lie,
Everybody's watching you.
She started journaling though, like, how long you been doing it?
For like 3 months.
Yeah, she got on it
Okay.
early when I was
Alright.
got on it.
I literally cracked the book a week ago and started writing.
Yeah,
Like,
just let it flow.
listen, man, I went to this conference this weekend with Joseph and Clennon. Dude, man, I'll share some of the stuff with you when we're done with this. But listen, it was so powerful. But what happened was, I went there with intention like I've never had. I asked you about the writing thing, like just you, like just open the book and just put the pen on and start writing. Listen, I went and I took more notes to this weekend than I've ever taken in any other event. I've been going to events for 4 years now. 4 years I've been going to events, and I took more notes to this event, like in more notes with intention. I went and reviewed them last night. Like,
Yeah, that's good.
it's crazy.
Yeah, that's
You
great.
know, what do you want out of this?
I'm gonna go far with my brother. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you locked arms with the right person. You are locked in, loaded. Like, that's it, right? All I want to do is develop a team that wants to help people. Listen, the money, all that's great, but like when you're helping people, when you're having an impact, when you help your baby mama or your grandma or your auntie or your cousin or whoever, like, man, it's like you can't put a price on that. All I want to know is how I can help you. How can I be of service? Like, what can I do to make your day better? How can I enrich your life? That's what I want. Because at the end of the day, that's what I'm here for, right? We got great nutrition, best teas in the planet. We got the greatest shakes, like hands down. Like, there is not a better nutrition company in the world other than Herbalife Nutrition. Like, it's fact, right? It's true. But here's the thing. We're not just selling shakes and teas here. We help people lose weight. We help people gain weight. We help people get just better nutrition. We help get your life together. You know?
And it's a family environment.
Yeah.
Family environment. You need your family to come over.
That's it.
Word. Yeah.
That's it,
Pretty
man.
great to close. You got any more questions?
I have no idea. It's my first podcast.
Yeah, you let it go. You let it
good, though.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's it. Forever remain motivated. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
And cop a hoodie, bro.
Yeah.
That's all you
Cop a
gotta do.
hoodie.
Yeah, we got it.